New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. First and foremost, Rarity Collection 5 is going to be good. So RC5 was teased with a number of surprises, and surprise, surprise, one of the surprises is the overframes that we have been all collectively jacking our shit to. Check this out. Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, Shooting Quasar, Dominus Pulse, Kurikara, Div Incarnate. Great picks. I love the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. I will be playing it. I'm super excited. I think there's going to be 10 of them total, and they are just fan favorites. They're not going to be... Wait. Yeah, they're not going to be the new ones, I think. They're just going to be old ones that have extended frames, right? Yeah, there we go. Special variant card. I have to imagine it's going to be like a super polymerization and all of the reprints. All right, next up. Okay, so obviously this past week the big news was the overframes, in which Konami revealed that they're going to start making cards that look good. They break out of their individual frames. They keep the normal templating of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, which I really appreciate. Really expensive ones are going to be serialized. And we saw Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, and we're like, that's really cool, but not unexpected. Oh, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, blah, 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 blah. Well, they're not actually Blue Eyes, Dark Magician. They are retrains. So we're going to talk about those. Remakes of each protagonist's ace monster. This first one is called Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant. First and second effect of this card's name once per turn, only once that turn. Card's name is DM while in the field or in the graveyard. Reveal a spell in your hand, special this from your hand, then set a spell trap that mentions Dark Magician from your deck, and then as a quick, you can discard a spell to destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. This card's fine. Again, not going to be the difference maker in Dark Magician. But Dark Magician's already doing some pretty interesting stuff this next format, courtesy of the new cards, which will be splashed in decks that are not Dark Magician. After that is Favorite Hero, Shining Flare Wingman. Fusion monster and a face-up monster on the field. This is treated as an elemental hero card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can shuffle 5 monsters from your graveyard into the deck, then draw 2 cards. This card gains 1,000 attack. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Okay, I'm going to say something here that maybe people aren't going to be down with. I think this card is actually really good. It's strange, you know, Hero's the only archetype where they can print a card that's like, you win the game, and I'm like, it's not really very powerful. And they can print a card that's like, shuffle 5 cards into your deck and draw 2, and I'm like, that's the best card ever printed. I think this card is quite strong. I think it has the potential to radically change how Hero is built. There's a possibility that this enables like a long setup combo courtesy of the light Link 2 that cycles Poly a couple of times and then shuffles the entire graveyard back in order to draw 2. It would feature in the theoretical hero build that plays the masked heroes. I think at present there's not really room for it because it requires you to do the stupid combo that the hero deck's been doing forever, but I like it a lot. The other thing is you can play this in decks that aren't hero. It just needs a fusion monster and a face-up monster on the field. A great super poly target. Really reasonable thing to be making in a lot of fusion decks just to draw a bunch of cards. Like I'm excited about this card. I think it presents a lot of interesting avenues for play. Stardust Dragon, Cock Visible. Victim Sanctuary. That's not what they're calling it. First and second effect of this card's name once per turn, you cannot activate them in the same chain. When your opponent activates a card effect in response to the activation of your card or effect, tribute that card, negate the opponent's effect, and if you do, destroy that card. If your monster is tributed this turn, banish this card from your graveyard, especially Stardust Synchro from your extra deck. So it's not a Synchro summon. It does not get to reborn every turn. This is pretty cool. This card is pretty damn cool. I like it a lot. I like these new batch of cards that are like, if your shit gets contested, blow your opponent's ass out. And this is one of those. Very easy card to make. Very easy card to be part of an end board. Rewards people for doing combos that end on points of interaction that aren't necessarily Omni negates, and that's what I like. Utopia, the Envoy of Light. This is probably the card that needs the most work to be playable. Cannot be destroyed by battle except with a number monster. Okay, let's go. We are printing that effect on these now. You can detach a material from this card, target a monster you control. The first time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it's not destroyed. And when a second attack this turn is declared, you can make this card gain 2,500 attack. And if you do, when it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon to your field. This card is bad. This one is doo-doo ass. I mean, it is thematic for Utopia that this is the doo-doo ass card, but, you know, what am I going to say? Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon of the 4 Heavenly Dragons. Use the pendulum effect once per turn. Main phase, you can destroy this card, add a pend from your deck to your hand. Also for the rest of the turn, unless you pendulum summon, you cannot activate monster effects on the field. So it's just better Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Pendulum summoned card gains these effects. Gains attack equal to the difference between the pendulum scales of the 2 cards in your pendulum zone, times 300. Battle damage is doubled, and if this is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add it to your hand. Then if destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon it. Also, not great in terms of what it actually does for a board, but the effect that people are going to consider this card for is that first one, which is just Sangan. I think that effect is totally fine to be printing. I think there are not very many pendulum monsters worth searching, and for that reason, I'm not particularly concerned about this card. I don't think it's going to make a pendulum archetype playable, but there are some very interesting things it can do in decks that rely on one-card charters and also play pendulum cards. Then Decode Talker Integration. This card probably needs the least work in order to be playable. This card in the EMZ gains 500 for every other linked monster on the field and in the graveyard, and can be taken. And as a quick effect, you contribute a monster this card points to. Send a Cyberse monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. Can this be used on your opponent's turn? Yes. Okay, this card's fine. I think this card is really interesting. Could reasonably be part of end boards in decks that play Cyberses. That quick effect allows you to send... I mean, the first thing that's jumping out to me is Packbit, which is like a kind of novel form of removal. Yeah, I like this card a great deal. Yeah. Low investment Cyberse end board card. It's not that low investment. You need fucking 4 link material to get anything out of this. You can send Aggregator as well. Yeah. Deceive Worm. Well, Deceive Worm is probably not going to be online because you need a link for Deceive Worm to be active. But I like where your head's at. All right, next up. Okay, here's the Blue Eyes and stuff. This is called the Rivals. All right. First up, Blue Eyes White Dragon, the White Phantom Beast. What? It's a Phantom Beast now? When this card is added from the deck to the hand or your monster is destroyed by battle, you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon it. If special summoned from the hand or deck, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Also, you can only attack with Blue Eyes this turn. When the card is activated that targets this card on the field, you can discard a card and negate that effect. So this... This card's insane? Am I crazy? Are they going to ban seals? Remember when people were playing Nutbuster Dragon? This is better Nutbuster Dragon? I don't know, man. It seems like this card is not terrible. Magnamut you halfway through the turn. End step, resolve Magnamut, special out the Blue Eyes, blow up the board you just built. Draw it off Foolos and reveal to Raigeki going second. I just like... What the fuck? Seems pretty good. It's clunky like Jet Dragon. It is a little clunky, but I bet we will see people experiment with this card. All right, next up. Akiru Quetzalcoatl. Whoa. So this is every Signer Dragon, right? All right, let me think. Stardust, Black Rose, Lifestream, RDA, AFD. Are we missing one? No Blackwing? Well, Blackwing isn't a Signer Dragon, is it? No, Blackwinged is a Signer Dragon. Okay, well, fuck you, I guess. Whatever. Nepo Baby Signer Dragon. It's all the way in the back. Yeah, he's actually right behind the Crimson Dragon. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can special summon as many Dragon Synchros from your graveyard as possible. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. Gains attack equal to the total original attack of all other Synchro monsters you control. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can return another Dragon Synchro you control to the extra deck and negate the activation. So, correct me if I'm wrong. This card seems really good. Am I crazy? This card seems not bad. There's some stuff it can do. I mean, obviously, the first thing I'm thinking about is Blue Eyes, right? You make the Blue Eyes synchro. You tribute off for the 12. You play the setup line for what would be Crimson Dragon. You make this guy, and then you bring back the spirit, right? Like that seems pretty good. Like that's not bad. RDA also likes it, and Centurion. I mean, that's great though. Those are all decks that I think it would be fine to give more pieces of support. That's interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see where RDA goes with this. This is a cool part of the end board. Cyber End Dragon, the Decisive Strike Dragon. Okay. 3 machine monsters with 21 or more attack must be fusion summoned. If fusion summoned using only lights, you can pay 4,000 to add a limiter removal from your deck to your hand. Pierces, and this card's attack is higher than its original attack and make a second and third attack during each battle phase. This card's bad, but fucking funny as hell. This card is so funny. Are you kidding me? This card is so hilarious. It's bad, but very cool. Yeah, I mean, this is a classic Timmy card. I love the shit out of it. It's perfect. Gept Photon Howling. Once per turn, you could Xyz Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon Photon Howling by using the rank 8 Xyz monster you control. If Xyz summoned, you can take a Photon from your deck and either special summon it in defense position or attach it to this card as material. As a quick, you can detach 3 materials from this card, tribute an Xyz monster, and if you do, negate the effects of all face-up cards on the field until the end of this turn. So this card seems really good. This quick effect, I mean, it's fine. It will be online. But obviously, if this card is Xyz summoned, which is available off any rank 8, you can just summon a Photon monster from your deck is unbelievable. Like, that's an incredibly powerful effect. This seems advanced constructed playable. Am I right? Like this one in the Blue Eyes, but this one specifically, I'm like, oh my god, there's so much you can do with this. The Photon targets are out of this world. Bridges into Fiendsmith? Yeah, I mean, of course. It bridges into everything. Wow, I like this a lot. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon of the 4 Heavenly Dragons. This is a Predaplant. If its card is special summoned, you can target one other face-up monster on the field, change its attack to 0, negate its effect. Also, its attributes become dark. When your opponent activates a card effect, fusion summon a dark fusion monster from your extra deck using dark monsters on the field, including this card. So you fusion summon into another copy of it, right? I feel kind of bad for old Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, right? Because this just... totally creeps it. I guess maybe that one can get kind of bigger and maybe board wipe. So you super poly into this, and then you super poly a second time. I like it. I mean, this card will show up a great deal. And Borreload Liberator Dragon. Love the name on this card. Special summon it once per turn. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can place a monster your opponent controls in a zone this card points to and take control of it, so it's better. Borreload. Once per turn, if this card is in your graveyard, target a monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. What? It doesn't even get banished? What? This card's nuts! That's cool as hell, man. Oh, man. It's meant to trigger all your rocket effects. I mean, what it's going to do is give a deck that doesn't have a lot of ability to rebuild just endless grind game, because you could just keep making this guy over and over again, right? Once per turn summon? No. It is a once per chain summon. Oh, man. That's, wow. That's not bad. Oh, but you can only special him once per turn. Okay, you got me. You got me. But it means that if they pop your guy in response, then you can just do it again. All right, next up. New Chibis. Zeus, Madame Vare, Fallen of Albaz, Ecclesia. I don't care about any of these but the Zeus. And the Zeus looks really good. I love the Zeus. Okay, new Fusion PogChamp. Apex Polymerization. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Neither player can activate effects in response to this card's activation. Good. Another spell speed 4 card. Pay 2,000 life points. Target an effect monster on the field. Special summon a monster from your action deck with the same type and attribute but a different level. Then apply one of these effects. Fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using both monsters. Send the summon monster to the graveyard. This card's pretty good. So it deals with one effect monster by super polying it away. Or I think obviously what it's trying to aim to do here is you summon then send Starving Venom so it Raigekis. Metaltronus poly basically. Yeah, but it's a little more flexible than Metaltronus and can't be responded to. I like this a lot. I think this card will see play. I think it's cool. New Hero's a great target for this. True! All right, next up. Taking a stroll through the botanical garden with Yuri. Okay, new bugs PogChamp, new bugs PogChamp. Starving Venom Wing Dragon. First off, what? Each time a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, put a predator counter on each of them, and if you do any of those monsters that are level 2 or higher, become level 1 with the predator counter. It's made with a fusion monster and a clear wing. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons the monster face up, you can target one of them until the end of the turn. This card gains attack equal to that monster's and negate that monster's effect. Once per turn, when another card on the field activates its effect, you can destroy a card on the field, and if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place it in the pendulum zone. This card's really good. This card's really good. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I like this card for a number of reasons. If you can get, I don't know how feasible it is to get this out, but there's a lot of fun stuff you can do here. Your opponent special summons a card. Obviously, that monster's effects are negated. Negates are good. When another card on the field activates its effect, you can destroy a card on the field, kind of like Verudris, but you can also destroy itself to put it in your pendulum zone, and while in your pendulum zone, it fucks up the levels of all your opponent's monsters. So if you're playing against, like, Ryziel, you can just auto-win after they, like, go for Ice Ryziel effect by popping it, putting it in your pendulum zone, and being like, okay, enjoy your 4s. No, I like this a lot. This card is quite strong. You can also make it with Apex Fusion. Predaplant Lilizard. Cute. If you control a Predaplant or a Starving Venom specialist from your hand, then add a Poly from your deck to your hand. Target a face-up monster on the field, its attribute becomes dark. If special summoned from the graveyard, you can draw a card. Sure. Predaplant Longiphilia. All right, we finally have an Aluber. If normal or special, you can add a Predap from your deck to your hand. Banish this from your graveyard, then either put a Predator counter on a face-up monster on the field, or set a Polymerization from your graveyard or banishment. This card's really strong. Predaplant Balthier. If Synchro summoned, you can special summon a Predaplant or a Starving Venom from your face-up extra deck or graveyard. If a monster is special to your opponent's field, you can banish this card and Poly from your graveyard. Fusion a monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. This card's also really good. Wow, they are giving Predaplant some really incredible stuff. And Predaplants aren't missing very much in order to be playable. I really like this support. I think it, if nothing else, makes Predaplant a great splash in decks that are considering fusions, a la the branded fusion Predaplant deck. But it also means that it's like one of the most comprehensive things you can summon off Super Poly. Ugh, what is going on with my allergies today? Give me a sec, chat. I'm gonna have a sneezing attack, and to do that, I'll just put on some music.
Hark the true angels sing, Skibberty spit on that thing, raising up the hearts gone wild. Did he know they're not a child? Joyful are ye betas rise, goofy I just burn my fry eyes with Mr. Beast now defamed. Kai said nut will stream again. Hark the two angels sing, Skibberty spit on that thing. How to spit on that thing? Go. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Hark to a poem. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. spit on that thing too.
Fuck the two angels in Liberty, spit on that thing. Prison up to house call my I'll know it and pretty of a joy follow he bade us right eyes goofy I just bang my fry eyes with mysteries now defamed Kaiser will stream again all the two angels sing Skibberty spit on that thing
Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Hard to spit on that thing. Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing.
spit on that thing but the two angels sing Skibberty spit on that thing but the two angels sing Skibberty spit on that thing
Hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that hop to hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that hop to hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that thing, hop to a spitting on that hop
All right. Ugh. Woo. All right. Folks, we have the penis gun. Okay. So we I guess we're getting the fucking cards from the Fucker Town arc. Underworld Circle. Activate this card if there are 5 or more monsters in each graveyard. Destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. Then each player banishes all monsters from their deck face down. Then you can special summon 1 normal monster from your graveyard. Once per turn during the standby phase, each player can special summon 1 monster from their graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why they printed this card. So this is one of those cards from one of the Twitter threads that I did where I go, this probably can't ever get printed. I don't think this is ever a card that could come out. This is functionally an FTK, right? Banish all monsters from your deck face down. 5 or more monsters in each graveyard. Also not difficult to get to. I don't know. I will get to the other Predaplant card. Jesus. I don't know. I don't like this card existing. Next up is Master Spirit Tech Force Pendulum Ruler. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, you can return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, you can add a level 7 pendulum from your deck or face-up extra to your hand. Okay, you're supposed to get Astrograph. Monster effect, materials, a level 7 or higher pendulum and a pendulum. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Your opponent's monsters cannot attack except pendulum monsters without a level. What the fuck does that refer to? The Pendulum Xyz Dragon? Exactly that card. You contribute a monster, then target a card your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 1,600 damage to them. Once per turn, you can place this card in your Pendulum Zone. What the hell is this card? Is this from... This has to be from the anime. But what on earth is it? Why would they print either of these cards? They're so irritating. Oh my god. Okay, sure, whatever. Gatling Ogre. You can send any number of set cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Inflict 800 to your opponent for each. Also, your opponent takes no damage from non-fiend monsters' effects for the rest of the turn. So in the arc where this card was legal, the guy would just set 5, blow them all up, and kill his opponent on 4,000 life points every game. Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each of their attack position monsters, then end the battle phase. Okay, sure. Finally, Infernity Doom Slinger. During your main phase, you can special summon a fiend monster from your hand. If you have no cards in your hand, you can banish this card from your graveyard and either reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a monster, your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken this turn. Otherwise, you take 4,000, or you take no effect damage this turn. So your opponent has to bet on it. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I think every card printed here should preemptively be banned. I don't want to play against any of them. All right, next up. New Synchrons and Junk Warriors. Assault Sonic Warrior. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control a Junk Warrior, Assault Mode Activate, or a card that mentions either of them, special list from your hand. If normal or special, you can add a Synchron or an Assault Mode Activate from your deck to your hand. And if sent to the graveyard as Synchro material monsters, you control gain 500 attack. This card is awesome. This card's really cool. This does a lot for the archetype. Obviously, it smooths out a lot of hands by getting to the normal or special. A cool part of this card, by the way, is that correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't this chain block Speeder? You go Speeder 1, Assault 2. It does. Awesome. Like a great card. I appreciate that they made the structure and then they were like, okay, sorry the structure didn't fix anything. We are now going to print 18 cards that save the deck. Oh, man. And then Junk Signal. Activate one of these effects. You can't special summon for the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Synchro monsters. No big deal. Tribute a monster, especially Junk, a Stardust, or a monster that mentions either of them from your hand, deck, or graveyard except the tributed monster. When your opponent activates a card in effect in response to the activation of your Synchro monster's effect, negate that opponent's effect. You gotta be kidding me. That's unbelievable. They want Speeder to resolve. They said, you will resolve Speeder. Oh my god, that's so crazy. These cards are great. I love the Synchron deck. I hope it gets playable and then gets banned because it's irritating to play against. All right, you said I missed a Predap card. Primitive. Send a Predap card from your deck to the graveyard, except Primitive. Add a Poly or a Fusion from your deck to your hand. Also, you can't special for the rest of the turn except plants or dragons. If a monster is special to your opponent's field, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a fusion monster you control, destroy it. What? Okay, well, now Predaplant is a top-tier deck. What the fuck? This card's unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Well, thankfully, plants and dragons aren't known for fusioning particularly well. Are you fucking... Predap engine is back. I mean, legitimately, right? Wow. Big day for Yuri. Big day for Yuri. All right, we got... Red Hypernova Dragon. Must be synchro summoned with the above material. 4 tuners and a non-tuner. Gains 500 for each tuner in your graveyard. Can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, quick effect. Banish this card and as many cards your opponent controls as possible and in their graveyard. Then you can special summon a Red Nova Dragon. Cool. This is the card that you use Crimson Dragon for, right? This is the card you use Crimson Dragon for. They printed this card so you use Crimson Dragon for it, right? I love that. Must be synchro. Oh, must first be synchro summoned. Shit! I thought it said must be synchro summoned. Oh no! There's no way to cheat this guy out. You have to actually summon him. Oh no. Okay. Well, maybe not then. All right. Next up, Spirit Charmers. They really want you to play these cards. 4 Charmers in Profusion. 2+ monsters. You can only use a second effect of this card's name once per turn. Gains 300 attack for each attribute among monsters on the field. Once while face up on the field, during the main phase, target 2 monsters in your graveyard with the same type or attribute, special both, but they and this card can't be used as material for a fusion, synchro, disease, or link until the end of the next turn. Kind of a mid card. Familiars of the Spiritual Arts. Man, did they write out the non-Gaga Gigo water guy? This card is always treated as a familiar possessed card. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a possessed spell trap or grand spiritual art Ichirin from your deck to your hand. You can declare a type and an attribute. This card becomes the type and attribute till the end of the turn. If destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a spellcaster with 1500 defense. And possessed resonance. Target a face-up monster on the field. Special summon a charmer or familiar possessed monster with the same attribute from your hand, deck, or graveyard in face-down defense. Then you can change the targeted monster to face-down defense. Banish this card from your graveyard. Target a monster you control. Change its battle position. This card's so funny. This card exists so that you can target an opponent's dark monster. Summon a dark from deck. Banish this, flip up the dark, and take their dark. That's so funny. They're like, you will use the Snatch Steal effects of the dog shit ass ones. Wow. Dual Link skill ass card. Dual Link skill ass card insofar as it also summons a guy in face down defense and permits you to change their battle position. That's too funny. Oh man. All right, next up. Cherubi. Damn, Israfel! All right, generic 8. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon using an Xyz monster you control that has not activated its effect to the monster zone this turn. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can activate this effect. This turn, Xyz monsters you control will gain attack equal to their rank times 100. If this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach a material from your monsters instead. All right, so this card is just another card that you're going to put under a stack. It's just a card you're going to put under a stack, right? But it's also a new card that can turn into Galaxy Eyes Antimatter Dragon. Next up. Next V-Jump promo is Subspace Battle. They're going to change the effect, though. And finally, never show your face with Transient Masquerader of Illusion. This is an illusion. If this card is normally special summoned, you can send a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster from your deck to the graveyard, then make this card's type become that type. It's got the illusion effect, and if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish a spell from your graveyard, special summon this card. Wow! That is very interesting. Huh. Another card to add to the Chimera pile? Yeah, of course. A lot of ways to get an illusion from your deck into the graveyard. Doing that and then banishing a spell brings this guy back, which bins another Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster. Also modulates his typing, which is great for the stupid cards in Chimera that care about that kind of stuff. How strange. Also, rank 8 engine by dumping Diabellstar Vengeance, reviving her, and getting a pop in the process. You can also send Terrifying Toddler of Torment in order to set him face down on your side of the field. I like this a lot. All right, thus ends New Cards PogChamp.